Welcome to Pull the Pin Ready, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions about the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
I promise you, I'm going to give them to you anyway.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Nate. Let's pull the pin already.
I almost spit out some food because I'm trying to eat some of these chocolate-covered almonds. And you know how it comes up right before the intro. I'm like, I couldn't eat fast enough. So sorry about that. If anybody saw anything gross coming out, don't go and slow it down and try to find it. But anyway, welcome back, Nate.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. So, I was watching this podcast the other day, and I know there's a lot of podcasts out there, which is probably why nobody can find ours because we're just buried in the midst of all of them. But some people have found out. We'll get to that in a second. But I was watching this podcast, and somebody recommended it to me, how great it was, whatever, And I'm watching it, dude, and I kid you not, I'm 15 minutes into this podcast, and I still have not heard these people talking about anything.
Why are you
anything of relevance. Like, it went from like a 5-minute long video to another 2-minute video to like 6 sponsors when they said it's you that sponsor us, but yet they had 6 sponsors. It was just, I'm sitting here like, at what point do you give up? Somebody recommends this video. At what point
about 3 minutes in, and I ain't watching nothing longer than that.
You have to be a dedicated listener to get through all that crap, which is why, I don't necessarily like to sit here and talk about, our nonsense stuff. If people come for the news stuff.
All right, on to the headlines. Here we go.
But you get what I'm saying. If they come for us, that's okay. Then even this, all fairness, even if they were talking about themselves, I'd have been a little more entertained. But it was like, you're the sponsors of this show. And then all of a sudden they go into these sponsors and I'm just like, and they were like another 5-6 minutes long. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't get through this. But anyways, that was just a side note because we do get listeners. And I wanted to share this with you because we talked about, I don't know how many episodes it was before, but it was about the bird flu. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
You remember we talked about the bird flu? And
going to the cats and then going to the dogs and then going to the... Speaking of cat. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Well, you see mine?
No, mine just walked behind me.
Oh, did you? I was going to say, because nope, I haven't seen mine. My cat's still missing. Not that you really care, you know what I mean? But, yeah. So anyways, yeah, well, we got a new user. I guess it's a new user that commented on that whole bird flu thing and I wanted to share it because I feel like it's a perspective I didn't see. So let me see if I can bring it up. Can you read that?
I can.
If not, I'll read it to you.
Oh, shout out to Robbie Bishop.
Yeah, and she said during the spring, the prevailing medical issue folks experiences allergies due to pollen, which I think is relevant. There are many people see that in their own families, right? Summer's disease-free due to the heat, which consistent with even COVID. They said when the summer comes, the heat comes, it's less likely because the virus can't survive as long.
But it lasted 3 years. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. But it says she says due to heat or he. I don't know if this Robbie's he or she. Sorry for that. I don't know. It says they are giving themselves away by attempting to push this out of season. Flu don't like the heat. So what is it? An attempt at getting you to inject the bird flu. I assume they mean vaccine directly. So the more injected, the more infected. Voila.
Got him.
So that to me, that's a perspective that, I wasn't even thinking about. I don't know about you, but.
Yeah, that seems a little more than our bird to cat to dog to human.
Right. Because that's something most people are like, I think the bird to cat thing is supposed to scare people into getting a vaccine, which then introduces the bird flu right to people. And yeah, so yeah, thank you, Robbie Bishop. People watch out for this stuff. That's all. I mean, it's just that simple. I'm glad there's smart people out there thinking of logical pathways these morons are taking. Oh God, I'm complaining. I got to stop really degrading people. You know that
Robbie, if that's you in uniform with that old airborne beret on, come on the show. Well, be glad to have you.
Yeah, right. And if it's not you, then whoever it is, tell Robbie's or the guy in uniform to come on the show. But anyways, yeah, you don't have to give anything away if you're still in the military. I mean, you don't have to compromise anything. But anyways, yeah. And on that note, I'm still trying to get the website up. I'm an ignorant idiot with that, and I haven't reached out yet to. I can't remember his name now. Oh my God, I did it again. Anyways,
that's why the website's not up. You don't know who runs it.
Yeah, that's why he's probably not doing it. Ryan's his name. Gosh, I'm so terrible. But anyways, my lighting stinks too. Today's one of those days. It's just gonna be off. What are we in? 5 minutes in? We haven't even talked about a single headline yet. But
we just talked about the last episode, and you watched that Went 15 minutes. We didn't do anything. So let's get into it, Jim.
Well,
Well,
let's tell them first what we're going to do, right? Because we're going to
you-
talk about some headlines. It's only been 5.5 minutes, and we've been talking
yeah,
about good stuff anyway. And we did do something about the bird flu. So
we
let's
did.
let's tell them what we're going to do. We're going to talk about some headlines from the mainstream media, quote unquote, and we're going to tell you how to feel. We're going to tell you how to react or whatever. If you need to know more, you can just ask questions. But we haven't read the articles either. We know the articles are probably going to deceive you anyway. The headlines will deceive you. The article may or may not tell the truth. But why is it important we tell them, Nate?
Oh, we're average veterans. We've been around the world and we know everything.
It just took longer. I was trying to eat another chocolate covered almond. I should have picked a smaller one. But all right. So why don't we do that? Why don't we go ahead
Okay,
and bring
let's
up a
do it.
headline and do that?
Let's get
All
right in
right.
while you're chewing on almonds. Let's go ahead. Get right into it.
Michael Cohen admits to stealing from Trump organization. You can talk about anything about this trial, but just go ahead.
I don't.
You don't know nothing about this trial. You're not watching this mess.
Hell no, I'm not watching it.
Well, so here's
I
the
know about the
ironic
trial.
thing.
This whole trial's deal with Stormy Daniels' payoff thing, right?
Right. It's
Yeah, yeah.
it's it's a misdemeanor that's it's not even a crime really. Actually, nobody's even identified the crime, but stretching it might be a misdemeanor, stretching it that they're trying to turn into a felony, but no one has yet to identify the crime. There's even, the left-wing lunatics CNN, MSNBC, they don't know what the crime is.
Well,
They just assume paying Stormy Daniels was the crime.
according to this headline, I found a crime.
Oh, this is another. Well, this man who is their star witness has been already in jail for crimes he's committed, who's already, on the hook for multiple cases of lying. And now he goes out and admits, I think it was like $30,000. He said that he didn't get a good bonus that year or something. So he was overcharging or some crazy stuff. I'm not even following it because to me it's a joke. And even the outcome's not going to change my opinion. I know that Trump's not guilty of this. I know that they're so desperate to get rid of Trump because he's going to infringe on their corrupt scheme. And I know that the people of New York and this jury are probably so biased and borderline idiotic that they don't even know what they're doing. That's concerning to me, that part. Like, I totally understand people who disagree with my opinion, but can support it. You know what I mean? Even if the support is just based on your experience, not on your word of mouth. Like, you understand what I'm saying? If you run into somebody in the street and they say, well, abortion should be legal because XYZ happened to me, blah, 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 blah. I respect that more than, well, CNN said abortion should be legal. You know what I mean? Like, that's nonsense stuff. You're a sheeple, you're a puppet, you're just useless. Have your own brain. You know what I mean?
So is Michael Cohen going on trial next? Or
He
they're still,
should.
they're
He
not,
actually can be held accountable, but the statute of limitations might be out.
oh,
So whatever this crime he just admitted to, but it also destroys his credibility. Not that he had any, but it's just the funniest thing to watch their entire, case around this witness who even the judge said was a habitual liar. So maybe this joke of a trial will be over soon, and even if they convict him because they're corrupt and hacks in New York, then maybe we get to the Supreme Court or get where the Court of Appeals, whatever, and get it overruled. It's nonsense, but I'm done with it. I don't even know, like you, excuse me, I got the hiccups now. I don't know if, like you, if many people are even watching it. Like, really, tell me, honestly, does this trial or its outcome have any effect on who you're going to vote for?
no.
I think the only people who are affected are the people who are going to swing Trump's way because of this ridiculous prosecution. The ridiculousness of people standing before you saying, well, Trump is this, Trump is that, Trump is that, and then, oh, well, don't whataboutism. But it's all about the whataboutism, right? Because you have no standard. Your standard is that team's bad, we're not. That's your standard. Because Biden's doing the same thing Trump's doing, and he's not getting prosecuted. Trump withheld the Ukraine funds. Oh, let's impeach him. Biden held the Israel funds. Oh, let's pretend it's not happening. Like, this is what I can't stand about people. It's not that they pick a side that I don't like. It's not that I don't even care if they stand for evil things per se. It's that they're so hypocritical, they're not standing for something.
Not standing for the same thing on both sides.
But they're not standing, well, that's what I mean, but they're not
Yeah, yeah.
standing for something. They're just standing against someone. Or,
Oh,
or,
yeah,
or,
okay,
or they're
yeah,
standing for a team. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
That's ridiculous. It's like the people when you watch, like football. Oh, the refs blew the game for the Eagles, Well, yeah, you probably could have an argument for that.
They always do. Every time they
Right.
lose, it's always ref's fault.
Right. You know what I mean? At some point, you got to step back and realize, well, that other team had to play too, you know? And even if it is the refs, obviously you can make that assertion, but it's not always the refs.
No, absolutely not.
You know what I mean? But people do that. And that's what that's like. It's like a little childish game of, well, my team's better than your team. And no matter what they do, it's sad. It's just sad people resort to that. And I understand a bias because you're more likely to trust, you know, maybe a veteran that you know you've had experience with than a stranger. It doesn't mean the veteran's correct. I mean, everybody knows out there that we are, right?
Of course.
But it doesn't mean they're correct. Like people should give us a little more value when it comes to military stuff than a non-veteran, but that doesn't mean we're correct.
Well, in my opinion, I'm correct.
Of course.
Always, always.
Of course. And that's why people listen to us, you know? So, speaking of listening, why don't we just move to the next one?
Oh, let's listen to this headline.
Of course, Rep Crockett says it's racist to make fun of her fake eyelashes. Because I think only people of color wear fake eyelashes.
No, I don't think so at all.
Yeah, hello. Nate, what are you talking about? It can't be racism if white people wear them.
I make
Duh.
fun of everybody's eyelashes.
Well, you know what it is? It's not racism, it's ghetto. I mean, and did you watch that exchange? No, you didn't, right?
No, I don't watch this crap.
Dude, but you got to go see I mean, this is comical. Like, you know, what's her name? Taylor Green, whatever. I don't know how to say her name.
Yeah.
That green lady. She is a firecracker. I don't necessarily like her per se. I think she's a little, but during a congressional hearing, she made a comment about Crockett's fake eyelashes, and it was probably inappropriate. It was
what's
funny.
that have to do with the meeting at all?
Right. It was funny, but inappropriate, right? But Crockett went off the limb. She went ghetto. I mean, she just went total ghetto and all this stuff and just
what's ghetto?
That?
What's ghetto, Jim?
You know what ghetto is. Go to a ghetto.
I'm asking you.
Oh, you did trying to, you know, and then she went, just watch it. You got to watch it. That's what I call
not gonna watch it.
But no, it's comical, dude. Nope. And then AOC gets in it. And
with her fake eyelashes?
No, but MTG told her to debate her, and she's like, oh, this and that. And then she's like, well, you can't debate me because you ain't smart enough or something. And then they're all crying to strike that. And, you know, I mean, I get it. Like, none of it was appropriate. But just to see people respond and react that way.
Those are our elected officials running this country, huh?
And then, right. And then,
on both sides.
So, again, I'm going to tell you right now that what MTG did was inappropriate. It was inappropriate. She shouldn't have said that, and they should have struck the record, you know. But the reactions from Crockett and AOC were no different. Even AOC is like, oh, no, you don't, baby girl. Like, she literally said that in Congress, called her baby girl.
That's what people voted in. People voted these people in.
And you know what? Well, you think about it, though, but that's
more than once, probably more than once.
Yes, but they're saying, like, that's the pro about Trump because he's not a politician and he speaks his mind, but he still sounds like an intellectual, intelligent person, not like some trash off the street that,
sometimes he says some stupid shit.
Well, I think stupid. Yeah. Okay. The intellectual part I'll take back, but he sounds like a regular person, not some, he's not trying to be somebody else. Because, AOC puts on his little front and then she goes in this, oh, no, baby girl. Like, what are you doing? Are you pretending to be a cordial in Congress, but you're really trashy? Or are you trashy, or are you pretending to be trashy to people? Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? She changes her character. Now, I think Crockett she's probably that kind of person anyway, trashy. But anyway, the point is that this is what these people are. This is what these people are, and we voted for them. So
no, we didn't vote for them because
we as Americans,
none of them from my state.
Yeah, we as Americans.
Not that my state's any better, but next headline might be better.
Yeah, Incident at Quantico Marine Corps Base may have been test run for radical Islamists.
I haven't seen the incident publicized.
I haven't either. I'm going to be honest. I didn't even look it up because I'm not really sure I want to bite into this yet.
But it wouldn't surprise me because we just let them all in the country anyway.
Yeah,
unvetted, unvaxxed, on everything.
So people say it's coming, right? People say an attack is coming, and I believe it. I do believe it. But do you think there's a specific time, date we're waiting for? Do you think, you know what I mean? Is there like what would be? Is it going to be the holiday that's
Well,
coming up
you know
soon?
what?
Is it going to be
Ter- I, th-
election?
I think terrorists are smarter than that. It's gonna be when you least expect it, and when it should be. You know?
Well, you know, and I would agree with that, but I don't know if that's the angle. The angle might be to get the most attention possible.
Well, of
You
course
know what I
that's the
mean?
angle. Yeah.
So I agree with you. If it's just about an effective strike, obviously you don't want to be obvious. You don't want to be intentional because it'll be heightened. But you think a holiday or some special day, mental day, will have more impact. You know what I mean? Like if you did it on January 6th, then there would be you would no longer associate January 6th with the erection. You can associate it with some sort of terrorist attack, like 9/11, right? People associate 9/11, so anything that existed on 9/11 before, nobody will ever think about.
Yeah, that's
So
why you don't. That's why I don't think they'll do it on a big known date. They want to create their own date.
maybe this is a Republican tactic. Maybe the Republicans are leading this. Actually, they're the ones doing it. All those Trumpers, they're trying to fake this Islamic thing so they can get rid of the January 6th stigma. Isn't that sad though? Any of that stuff actually could be possible at any time. It's sad that we don't trust anything anymore.
Yeah, you had such an evil laugh right there.
Sorry.
Ready?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna take over the world. All right, well, let's move on to the next one because we're
Yeah.
running out of time. Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi, I know I messed that up, confirmed dead in helicopter crash after charred wreckage found.
Do you believe that?
Which part of it? That there was a wreckage, that this guy was on it, that he's found dead?
Yeah,
Which part?
that part. Yeah.
I personally don't believe any of it. I mean, the reason I don't believe any of it is because, again, I'm skeptical,
Who confirmed?
and
Who confirmed him dead?
there's a lot of reasons for this guy to disappear, right?
You
But
think?
there's also probably a lot of reasons for someone to take him out. First of all, he's the president. He's not the Ayatollah Khomeini who's really running Iran. So he really has very little,
Oh
probably
yeah, yeah.
power or less
Their pre-
power than,
yeah,
you
their
know,
president doesn't run the country like
right.
our
He's not like
president
our
does. Yeah.
president, right? So it could be insignificant. But I also wonder, accidents happen. When did Kobe Bryant, didn't he die the same way through a fog? But I think, if you're a president, you got those assets, you're probably not interested in flying in fog. Just to say, like, as soon as you're coming up on, hey, it looks foggy, let's put her down, you know what I mean, or let's head back, you know what I mean, like, to me, that's a rookie mistake, especially after seeing something like Kobe Bryant's plane or helicopter going down. So there's a lot of reasons for me to be skeptical of this. I'm not really sure about the political angle because I really don't follow Iranian politics. I don't know if they're trying to set up, what's his name, Netanyahu or whatever. I just don't know because anybody could have done this too, right? Could have been the Iranians doing this. It could have been Russians doing it. Could have been the U.S. Could have been Israel doing it. Anyone could have done it, or it could have been a plane, just straight out accident.
That's what it says. A helicopter crash. It didn't say a helicopter attack.
Well, that's just this headline.
That's
And
what
there's a whole bunch of other
and
headlines I could have pulled.
that's the one I'm reading right now. So
Right. Well,
I'm making my opinion, my factual opinion.
yeah, based on that headline, but that headline could be biased, right?
Yeah.
And it's so funny too because my son he don't talk a lot to me a lot, but he come down the day after and he's like, "Did you hear about that crash, the helicopter crash from the Iranian president?" And they said he said something about he said they found the suspect. It was some guy named Eli Copter, and I was like, "What?"
Helicopter.
He thought it was the funniest thing in the world, and I was like, "Oh, the H is silent. I get it. Never mind." So it was really stupid, but that's the humor of these kids today.
He's pulling out dad jokes already.
Yes, yes. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, terrible. But anyway, so this still could be the start of World War III. It could be somebody trying to trigger it. It could be a lot of things. I guess we'll wait. But again, we may never find out because it's a foreign country. And what are you going to do? You know what I mean? What are you going to do? Go in there and like, hey, we need to see your evidence? And they ain't going to show you.
They don't need to.
So it's their story, whatever they say. And that's the funny part that I guess people don't understand. Even we get away with it all the time. Even when Biden says, "Oh, crime is down," blah blah blah, that's because their department's not reporting crime anymore. So people are confused and thinking they'll even go to let me look at the website. Oh, look, it says right here crime is down, and that's their factual authentication, and they don't even realize that there are departments that stopped reporting crime. There legitimately are places where if it's a person of color, they don't report it. There's, you know what I mean? So they're
You know
skewing the
this for a
stats.
fact? You know that for a fact? You have proof?
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
I'm not going to show you because I'm eating an almond, but we are going to get out of the show.
One more shout out to Robbie again. Thanks
Yeah.
for the, of course, always Christine and
Johnny. Yeah.
Johnny.
Yep. We appreciate you. I appreciate you, Nate. Thanks for showing up. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for your likes, shares, and comments. Keep them coming. Even though we're pretty slow responding sometimes because some of us just don't get involved. We do appreciate them. Sometimes it gives us stuff to talk about. And Johnny always gives some headlines every once in a while too. But thank you. And until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.